Hey, everybody. Of course, this is the continuation of the 12 Days of Christmas, and we're going to talk about something really, really cool. But I've got an amazing announcement for only this group for tonight, because tomorrow it goes on all the rest of my social media. But you guys get the heads up because you're part of the Fit Over 40 group. So tonight, I'm going to put the link in the comments for all of you amazing, wonderful people. I just love you so much. I have created the Move and Breathe 5-day challenge. It's a free 5-day challenge. So what is going on with a 5-day challenge that I'm going to do in January? Here is why I wanted to do this challenge, because if you can identify with a minimum of 3 of these things, then this challenge is for you. I'm going to read these off, okay? Are you sick of just constantly worrying about stuff? You have racing thoughts. You get what's called, like I call it, the monkey chatter in the brain, and it's always going. You can't stop it, and you're just constantly worrying about things. You're forgetful, you're disorganized. Or is there a way that you think, like, maybe, gosh, I just need to recharge my life. I need to recharge some things. It's going into a brand new year, 2022. It's a brand new year. And of course, everybody wants to do those New Year's resolutions. I don't do New Year's resolutions. No. I just don't. I'm just like, you know what? It's a lifestyle change. So let's just do the lifestyle change. But are you one of those people that say, you know what? I need to renew my body. I need to get things back on focus, because, how much, let me just ask this question. How much money are you losing, not using, but losing? How much money are you losing every single year because of health concerns? That could be a big, huge number. Big, huge number. Marissa Peer, I don't know if you know who Marissa Peer is, but she is the top psychologist in the UK. And she was talking to a group of ER doctors, and they told her that 80% of the people that come into the ER, it's an emotional issue.
Or psychological, right?
Emotional. Yeah. It's an emotional.
Okay.
Which is because of,
psychological.
It's an emotional issue. And they said if they could find someone to help them with the emotional issue, they wouldn't be in the ER. 80%, guys, 80%. That tallies up to a lot of money over the years.
Well, and not just that. A lot of people will say, well, I have insurance. It covers all of that. But then you think about every visit that people have to go to the doctor, the drive back and forth, all the testing, all that time of all that resource of your energy, your time, and again, your co-pays, all of those things. So if you could eliminate that by just recalibrating, whether it's your mind, your emotions, or in this case, breathing to reset your body, then man, why wouldn't you want to do it? To me, it's a no-brainer. And what's really cool about this, and what it is, one of the reasons I think Michelle is doing this is because we're trying to listen to you guys in the group, and some of the greatest feedback we've been getting has been when she's talked about the different breathing techniques and how that applies. And we've gotten testimonies already from this specific group of people that said, hey, Michelle, I tried what you guys were doing and what you said the other night. It's already having a massive effect on my life. And so we're already seeing social proof, validation that these techniques work. And so if you can do that, these are just small little things that you're giving, but if you can do it in an intense and intentional way, specifically designed for that, then it's a no-brainer. I don't know if she'll let me do it or not. I don't know if I get to sign up or not. Do I get to be part of it?
You can sign up. You can't be in the videos though.
Come on, but I'm so pretty. I got my hat on backwards.
No,
you're all pretty. I'm casual tonight.
No, this is a specific. I love you. I include you into a lot of stuff, but this is a Michelle teaching thing. And it is a move and breathe. move and breathe. Okay. And I'm going to be very intentional on the breathing techniques, very intentional on the movement that I'm going to show you in order to activate your immune system, in order to activate your lymphatic system, in order to activate the detoxing effect. There's a lot of people that come into the new year and they're like, well, I guess I should do a detox. Well, okay. But is your body able to sustain a detox at this point? And you're like, well, I don't know. And then, okay, so it's a lot of it's a big deal. You need to have the foundation to be able to do a real detox. And a lot of people don't know that. I've actually had several clients over the years coming to me in the new year and they're like, I'm so sick. I feel like death. And I'm like, what have you been doing? Well, I thought I would do this detox. I'm like, okay, but you know that your lymphatic system cannot handle the trash that you're dumping out into it. Therefore, you get this result. And they're like, I know I should have just seen you first. Yes. So this is why I'm implementing this 5-day challenge for you guys, because I want to give you the foundations so that your body's able to support a good detox. Because it's the new year. We need to do a good detox and we need to boost our immune system. It's going to be in January. It's going to be in the winter time. It's when all the germs come around. We need to be able to support our immune function. And here's another one. So are you concerned about stubborn hormonal weight gain, bloating, gas, acid reflux, or constipation, low energy sleep issues? If you're not sleeping, guys, you're not rejuvenating, you're not repairing. So I'm going to be going over so many techniques that is going to sustain you for the rest of your life. You'll never have to buy into another breathing program. You never have to buy into some weight loss program, because I'm going to give you the foundations and I'm going to tell you exactly step by step what it is that we can do to support our life, to support our health, to support our longevity, so that we can have that healthy lifestyle. So it's called the Move and Breathe free 5-day challenge. So I'm going to put the link in the comments.
So get your calendar right now. We'll get to our oil in just a second, but get your calendar right now. She's going to give you a little bit of time going into January to kind of get get back in your system and routine and make your goals and visions and all those things. But on January the 10th,
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Central Standard Time, she's launching this. You don't want to miss it. Like I said, she's going to put the link in there. Sign up. It won't cost you anything but a little bit of time, and it could possibly transform your life. And so jump in there. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to get expert advice.
I'm so fun about this. This is all lymph guru stuff, baby. All lymph guru stuff.
And if you want me, we'll add something for me later that you guys can do. I don't know about that, but we'll see. I try to have fun too, right?
See, he wants to jump in on my stuff. Like,
I'm trying to piggyback
don't you?
Right? Yeah.
So, okay, now let's get into tonight, because we are 3 days away from Christmas Eve. Right?
Are you ready? You guys ready?
And we know, some of you know which oil we're going to do. We're going to do it on Christmas Eve, and we're going to talk all about frankincense. King Frank, Jesus oils. This is my Jesus oils. Tonight, though, we're going to be talking about hyssop. Hyssop is one of these. It's in a mint family, and it was for foods and drinks. It's medicinal herb. It's in that mint family. And one of the things that I thought was really, really fascinating about hyssop is that there was some studies done about how it kills cancer cells. So I'm going to probably just read a couple of these things, because I want to make sure that I get this exactly right. There was a review about this hyssop, and it may be able to destroy cancer cells. And in a 2017 study that came out, it was killing 82% of breast cancer cells in laboratory studies.
We need to revisit this on.
Yes.
We don't call it breast.
I call it Breast Health Month.
Breast Health Month.
Not breast cancer awareness. I don't do that. It's Breast Health Month. So yes, it is been proven, and you can do hyssop in teas. You can do them in different foods, and it has been proven in laboratory studies to kill 82% of breast cancer cells. So guys, God gives us the support
Mhm.
that we need on this planet. And there is that scripture in the Bible that says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We're giving you some knowledge, but it's because they reject knowledge.
Hosea 4:6.
Which means that we can tell you all day long that if you put myrrh on your thyroid, it can support it. But you're like, I don't really believe that. And I don't think that myrrh is really going to help me. Or what about iodine? Iodine has been proven to support in lymphatic. I mean, it supports in everything. Iodine, we need iodine. But you're like, you know what? I just don't believe that iodine really does anything. I'm going to reject that knowledge. I'm going to reject the knowledge that I need to put green foods into my body because I need to fuel my body. I need to have good green food in my body because it's full of vitamins. Nope, I'm just going to go through a drive-through and I'm just going to eat food that's not really food and that's GMO'd all day long. And I'm just going to, pray to God that he's going to heal me of whatever disease comes about because I'm not willing to help myself.
So I just think we should do a branch off section and just call it Michelle's soapbox issues. And we could do a whole series on that.
I'm getting on
You're
it.
getting excited. It's awesome though. But the thing is, we're so passionate. Michelle more so, and she's got me on this crazy train too. But we're really passionate about helping people. This is Fit Over 40, and we're trying to combine.
I just turned red. Did you guys see that? I just turned red. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just get out there. But the thing is, apologize.
The goal is, we're trying to help people, and so whether it's from a spiritual standpoint or a mental, physical, emotional standpoint, our motive is always to try to help people. And then when you see all these, you put a thing in your Facebook yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before, about societal norms. How those things, societal norms, has affected us. And we see the power of marketing and advertising and all these things and what they put into these foods that not only are attractive because of the visual stimulation, but once you have tasted it stimulates those different things within your brain, those neurotransmitters, all those things releasing that says, hey, I want more of those, and those endorphins releasing. It says, hey, I need that for my body. And so we have to be able to have alternative things that will circumvent the negative things that are affecting us in such a bad way that cause us to increase our weight, or that will derail that weight loss plan. I started to say diet, but we don't do diet. It's a planned effort of lifestyle transformation. And so that's why I think Michelle gets so passionate and excited. Like, hey, there's so many things that we need, that we know we need, and that God has given us, that if we would just do it in balance. It doesn't mean you don't have cheat days. We're going to have a cheat day on Christmas. I'm telling you, we're going to eat some really awesome food. It's the one time of year that Michelle goes overboard fixing the best food on the planet. I would invite you, but I'm selfish. You can't have it. Maybe we'll take pictures and send you. And then we'll get on the day after. We'll probably work out on Christmas Day, but we'll get on the day after and we'll get back. So it's okay to do those things. But when you have a habitual pattern of being like, well, instead of taking the healthy route, taking the easy route or the convenient route or the emotional route of eating, then you're going to stay on that train of destruction.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get you off that train of destruction. You can get on our crazy train with us, but let's get you off that train of habitual self-destructive behavior. And so go out in the yard and pick up some grass and start chewing on it. That's what I was telling her she's going to do with me.
He would do that. He was like, Michelle's going to have me eating grass before you know it. So.
And you did. You brought me seaweed home one day.
I did bring seaweed.
So back on point, hyssop, it's good for you. It's good for your
but here's the
infections,
thing.
right? It's good for parasites.
Let's go on. Let's go on my little crazy train here. Viruses. Can I pause on viruses right now? Viruses. Hyssop is amazing for viruses. Hyssop may have some use in preventing the spread of viruses. And what's the world we live in right now? It's talking about a virus, certain strands of viruses that come anyway. And then Krispy Kreme, I'm going to throw Krispy Kreme under the bus right now.
Oh man, I wanted
because
some Krispy Kreme. That
Krispy
sounds good, don't
Kreme
it? You just sent somebody to the drive-through.
they decide, hey, you know what? For every person that does this certain
Oh, yeah.
act,
Yeah.
they're going to give them a free donut every day. Well, do you know that sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar lowers your immune system by 30%? So if you are hogging in some Krispy Kreme donuts all day long, just know that your immune system has just took a plunge.
So can we tell on you for a second? This is
What?
pre-naturopath Michelle, pre-lymph guru Michelle.
Are you going to talk about my Krispy Kreme donut phase?
Pre-God Michelle. This is Michelle going on a Krispy Kreme binge.
Yes.
What happened?
So in college, I was emotional during Christmas, and I decided for 1 week in Christmas, I ate 4 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, not just the plain glaze. I'm talking filled.
Chocolate cream
with
filled.
stuff all over it. Yes.
How much weight did you gain?
8 pounds in 1 week.
8 pounds.
I ate 4 dozen Krispy Kreme. I don't know if I even ate anything else the rest of that week. I only ate like 4 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts.
And at that time, she was only about 100 pounds.
Probably
so
120, 110 soaking wet.
So she had a 10, an 8 to 10% weight gain in a matter of
in a week.
In a week, just from Krispy Kreme.
Yep. So, but hey, I got my fix and then that was it and didn't do it anymore. But hey, sometimes you just gotta
you just gotta indulge a little bit, right?
Gotta indulge. And that's okay, but it's not a lifestyle. So that's what we're trying to get you to, guys.
Exactly.
It's okay to indulge from time to time. It's Christmas Day. I'm going to indulge, but I'm not doing that as my lifestyle.
And we don't do it to the point where we hurt ourselves.
No, I don't want to come off the table going, oh my gosh, my stomach is in pain because I've just hurt myself. And
so don't use the holidays as an excuse to overindulge to the point where it becomes painful for you. Enjoy it, but also set limits for yourself. Set some boundaries to say, you know what? 1 plate and a half.
I'm good.
All right.
Not 3.
But no, don't get to the point where, your spandex is reached the point where they're about to pop.
Wait, what's the Bible say about gluttonous? Isn't that a thing?
It is.
Wait, isn't that a thing?
That's a thing.
What?
Well, maybe we'll come back around that.
We can circle back around. Okay, so hyssop. Hyssop's great for viruses, guys. We want to combat the viruses that are in the world today. We want to do everything that we can for our health. We want to be proactive in our health because we don't want to end up in those situations that we're hearing about on the news. Okay. Yep. I love you guys and I want to be able to support you in your health and in your longevity. And I don't want to see you be one of those statistics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so this is another, like the last one. I got so excited about that. The last one we did, talking about the myrtle and being under the myrtle tree and how God gives us that protection, that power, that provision, that prosperity. And when I look at hyssop, it has basically 2 symbolic elements to it. It was used, and this brings in the first symbolism. It was used for purification, but it wasn't just this cleansing of the air. What they would do with this hyssop, they would mix it. There was this kind of formula that they would do in Leviticus. God gave them this formula where they would take like a bird, take the blood of the bird, and they would mix it with hyssop and cedar wood and something else, and they would sprinkle it on. And it was used a lot for people that had leprosy.
Oh yes,
yeah.
For skin.
For skin. So you're talking about infection, disease, parasites. Leprosy is a parasitic thing. It will just eat you from the inside out, right? And so they would use it, but it wasn't just the medicinal part. It was also a spiritual ritual. So when someone in their culture was unclean, and so you had an infection or a disease like that, they would put them out of the camp. Mm-hmm. And so what they would do is that the priest would go and they would use this concoction with the hyssop and the blood, and they would put it on the person. And then once they went through the process of purification, then they would allow them, and of course they would have to be free of whatever that disease was, then they would be allowed to come back in the camp. And so they weren't able to come back unless they were clean.
Mm.
We can already see, those of you who understand anything about Christianity and Jesus, you already understand that what Jesus did by dying on the cross and shedding his blood, it was the ultimate sacrifice that made us clean. But here's the thing about hyssop that I really would like. I really wish we could spend a lot of time on this, but we don't have the time. But when the children of Israel, we're going to go through this last plague with the Egyptians, and it was going to be the death of the firstborn in Egypt. God gave them an assignment. And most people know this. It's where we get our Passover. And what God told them to do, he would told them to take blood and put it over the doorpost and the sides. Well, they had to use something to put the blood. You know what they used?
What?
They used hyssop, because hyssop was so
Oh.
strong that it was actually used like a paintbrush. So they would take the hyssop and they would dip it in the lamb's blood, because it had to be a lamb, obviously, and they would put it over the door so that when the angel of death passed by or passed over their house, it was symbolized that their house, this was a place where they were pure, they were forgiven.
Wow.
That death could not touch them. And this was awesome. And so then you get into David, and David, most people that love King David's story, the reason they love his story so much is because, not just because of his victories over the giant, over the Philistines and all the great things he did, but they love his heart as a warrior and as a worshiper. And the guy, when he failed, when he won big, he won really big. And when he failed really big. Here's a guy who commits adultery. Then he kills the guy of the wife.
And then
right. And then he tries to cover the whole thing up. And so we're like, wow. And this guy, the Bible says, had a heart after God. I mean, this is strange, right? When you think about it. So when there's hope, if there's hope for David, there's hope for us. But when David was confronted with his sin by the prophet Nathan, David goes into this place, and we find, and people sing this psalm all the time, where David goes into Psalm 51. He says, create in me a clean heart, O God. Yep. Renew a right spirit within me. But before he says, create in me a clean heart, in verse 7 of that verse, he says to the Lord, he says, wash me with hyssop. And he says, and I will be clean, and I will be as white as snow. So there's this symbolism of purification and forgiveness. And then one other interesting fact, many people know.
Gosh, you can just like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is awesome. And so this is the final thing I will say on this. In John chapter 19, when Jesus is on the cross and he's struggling, the Bible talks about how the soldiers tried to give him something to drink, right? It was this bitter wine and vinegar mixture. And the way they tried to reach it to his mouth was on a stick of hyssop. Wow. And of course, we know Jesus rejected it, which Jesus was saying, my blood is for the remission of sin. My sacrifice is the ultimate sacrifice. So when you think about hyssop on this holiday season, the time when we think about the Savior born of a virgin birth, who was born in a manger, we think about him as a baby, but he had a purpose to go to a cross to die for you and I. That hyssop is a reminder that when we accept Christ, we receive that purity, that cleansing, washing. The Bible talks about the washing of the word of God. We receive this complete washing where we are new. The Bible says we become new creation, a new creature, a new creation in God. And when we receive that remission of sin, the blood, the hyssop, the forgiveness, where we become white as snow.
That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Hey, you guys. I think I just want to say, share this. Like, if you can't share it out of this Facebook group, message me. I will get you the video. We need to share this because people don't understand the importance of all of this that we're talking about tonight. And so just invite them into the group, and let's get the word out there, because we need to be that person of, I just want to say, a person of excellence for God. Yeah. Not that we're perfect. It's just that, like he said, to make disciples, and we need to get the gospel out there to the world, because people need it so much. And that is powerful. Yeah, everything that you were just talking about is Wow.
Yeah, so we think of it like, because
Wow.
obviously we're focused on fit over 40, and we think about, okay, because some people be like, well, what do I care about oils? But it's not just about, oh, using oil, diffusing it, using it topically or orally to get that effect. That's a big part of it. And
Huge benefit.
we're, you know, our medicine. So what I would say is essential oils is Jesus's medicine cabinet, right? And so I think that we should use those and we apply those. But when we look at our spiritual life is more important than our physical life. And this will be Roddy's soapbox issue. I believe that we need to glorify God in our body. We need to take care of our body. We need to glorify God in our mind. We need to watch and think about, like, make sure what we think are things that are pure and holy, as Philippians 4:8 says. But I also believe that we have to consider everything that God put in that book has some representation of his kingdom, that if we can apply it to our life, we will see not only benefits here on the earth, but eternal benefits in heaven. And that's what ultimately, that has to be our message. Is there is a lost and dying world that people need the gospel. They need to hear that there is someone who came to save them, who died for them, and it was risen from the dead. And he did that because we couldn't do it. You know, he paid a price, you know, that we couldn't pay. And so that has to be that's our message. And if that is offensive, then so be it. I would say if that offends anybody, I would say let them be offended with that. All right. So be fit over 40.
But we love you guys.
We do love
so much. That's why we're here for
That's
you.
right.
That's why we want to help you. We want to help you be preventative and all these things, because we don't want to see you, as I've seen so many people come through my office and they're hurting and they're in pain. And you know what? We don't have to accept that. We can say, all right, when the doorbell rings with that message or that package, we can open the door and say, I didn't sign for this, and we can shut the door.
There you go.
So we can just shut the door on
Return
all that
to sender.
stuff. So, okay, we're going to see you tomorrow with another one, and then frankincense.
King Frank.
And so, yeah, we're excited. Now, guys, I'm going to put the link for the Move and Breathe Move and Breathe challenge in the comments below. So I want you to think of 5 people right now who have been stressed out. They've been angry. The holidays have gotten them all kinds of wonky, or they're wanting to, you know, like just start a whole new everything in January. That's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to teach them how to control the stress, how to be able to manage the stress, how to be able to detox your body, and to accelerate weight loss if weight loss is what you're going for. So guys, link is in the comments. We love you. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.